back to another Hemming Alpine workout video for you. We're going to do some mobility work today, so this is some longer stretching poses. I'm going to take you through the poses. Make sure to check the description of the video because that will tell you how long you're supposed to hold each pose for. Okay, so the first pose we're going to start with is seal. So you're going to come down onto your stomach and you're going to push up. Okay, you'll get a stretch through your abdomen here and you might feel it in your back. If it's painful, then you don't want to come this far up. You can come down into Sphinx and that's great too. So 2 variations, do whichever one really is more comfortable for you. In some of these positions, you might not feel anything crazy in terms of a stretch, and that's okay, you're still getting a benefit. Others might be really intense on the stretch, so you just want to make sure you're within like a comfortable range. None of this should be painful for you guys. So that's the first pose. Second pose we're going to do is child's pose with some shoulders. So child's pose, you're going to come sit back on your feet. You're going to put your forehead to the mat. And then we're going to take our shoulders and put them, or we're going to take our hands and put them on our shoulders. All right. So like if you can keep them straight, great, or they can be crossed. All right. You'll start to feel a bit of a stretch here in your tricep. And you guys are just going to hold this pose. So that's child's pose with a shoulder variation. Our next one is going to be what I call a low dragon. So you're going to step your right foot forward, and on this, our goal is to be working through our ankle here. So for here, it's okay for your knee to creep towards the front or over your toe. You'll end up feeling this a bit in your Achilles. You might also feel this in your hip flexor on the leg that is back. So you can use your body and just kind of rest. You don't want to be actively really pushing that knee forward, but it's okay to be resting on it lightly and have that come forward. All right, you can just put your hands to the ground. Some people might be much more flexible than I am, and you could even kind of put your chest towards the ground if you want, but the goal is to be working through the ankle. And then we're going to do that on both sides. So again, it's the same when you switch sides, working through the ankle. And just as you guys do this, when we do certain movements on each side, one side might be a little more open than the other side. Like I know that for me, I have my right side's easier to be open than my left in certain positions, but you guys will just feel that as you're going through these movements. So that's called the low dragon. Next, we have downward dog. So on this, you guys are going to push back and you'll be on your hands and your feet. You want to be tightening your quads. This is more of an active position. The other ones are very passive, but this one, like, you'll be a little more active. So we push up, back. You attempt to get your heels to the ground. They don't have to get to the ground, but as you do this, your head comes through your shoulders and you're kind of pushing your butt towards the sky. You should feel this stretch in the back of your legs, all through the back of your legs, so all through here. Okay, so that's our downward dog. Next, we have a saddle archer. So saddle is when we sit on our feet like this. So I take my feet and they're just tucked underneath me. Some people want to put their knees together. That's fine. You can also put your knees slightly apart as you do this. This is the saddle position. So for the archer, this is going to target our shoulders and upper body and help open up our chest. I can't do the whole position, so I'm just going to use my jacket, and I'm going to put my right hand over my head, and I'm going to grab as high up on my jacket or shirt, towel, whatever you guys have. If you can connect your hands, that's great. One side you might be able to, the other side maybe not. Just make sure as you guys do this, if you start to feel it really intensely in your shoulders, like back off. just a little, all right? This should be a good stretch, but it shouldn't be so intense that you're in pain or you're like hunching over, okay? You should be able to be pretty relaxed in this position. So then for the other side, I would just switch my arms, and like for me, I'm much closer to my hands being able to touch on this side. Like I can actually touch my fingers, but I still just use something in between to help me with this stretch. All right, so we'll do that one on both sides. And then the last one today, you might have to give your feet a breather for a second because we're gonna go into just the full saddle position. So you're gonna tuck your feet underneath you, sit back on your legs. Some people who are really flexible can put their back to the ground. I cannot, but I will lean back, all right? And if you have something you can put behind you, you know, you're supposed to just be relaxing into this position. This is gonna be for the front of your legs, this saddle position. You can go down onto your elbows, that's fine too. Again, just remember in all these positions, it should be a stretch, but not anything so intense that it's painful. So this is the saddle position. So those are our movements for today in mobility. We get through our lower body, ankle, we get some work in the knees, quads, we get the back of the legs, and we're gonna get our shoulders, chest, upper back through this routine. So check the description for the times. Some of these positions you'll hold for 2 minutes, between 30 seconds and 2 minutes, all right? I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.